Hello guys, welcome to this channel. Today we are reviewing the season finale of the Book of Boba Fett. So overall, before we get started, I just want to mention that I recently just cracked my iPad due to my own stupidity. So it will be getting fixed sometime over the weekend. I have a bunch of videos I'll shoot on it. So just know that the quality's probably not going to be as good for about a few days for some of my videos that I have upcoming. And then once I get it back, we're going to get right into Book of Boba Fett episodes ranked. So that's going to be coming in about a week from now, I think. Oh, be not much to say, but let's get started. Go check out my Lightyear trailer reaction, my MCU ranking. Go check it in my old channel. There you go. Let's get into the review. Starting off with my overall thoughts. My overall thoughts on the show, it's fine, to be honest. The thing with the first 3 episodes is that they don't really present an interesting story. The flashbacks is to be honest, what they are, in my opinion, what they're more interested in rather than the actual present storyline. So I'm like, this is cool, but why aren't you focusing on the present storyline? And like, it's such an obvious direction to go, and like, they don't do anything with it until really not even in the 4th episode. So then there's all the peace treaty stuff, and then you get to the 4th episode where interesting stuff actually happens, and Boba Fett might create this army to try to stop the Spice, or whatever the organization's called. And then you get the tease of Mando coming back, and I think that's pretty nice. And then once you get to, and I think the show's going to head into a good direction for the last 3 episodes. And then episode 5 hits. I quite enjoyed it because it's not a Book of Boba Fett episode, but because it's a Mandalorian episode. And episode 6 was even better than episode 5. They did the cool CGI of Luke Skywalker, but still, like, it still feels like a Mandalorian season 3 episode 2. This one I would say feels more like a Book of Boba Fett episode, where like the last 2 literally Mandalorian episodes where one in book blah 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 blah, where Boba Fett doesn't even show up, and then the other, he shows up for like 2 minutes of screen time. What? I don't know. I do enjoy this episode. I think it was a good enough season finale. It was serviceable. It did what it had to do. I like getting the Rancor back, and I think seeing Cad Bane was really cool, both in the 6th episode and in this episode. But still, like, I didn't think the show was gonna go anywhere after episode 5, and my thoughts are practically correct. It was cool to see Freetown / Mos Pelgo join in the fight. I wish they didn't kill off Cobb Vamp / Timothy Oliphant. I wish they didn't kill him off, because I thought he was a great character, and that's a great actor. So I was like, really, you had to kill him off? I mean, I guess that proves how powerful and how good of a bounty hunter Cad Bane actually is. So I don't know. Overall, my overall thoughts, it was fine. That's sort of my thoughts on this finale. Now we get into the good. And overall, I do think the action is well staged. And I think it's pretty cool to see people on Tatooine sort of battling. You've never really seen a battle like this happen on Tatooine. The closest you've seen to this, I guess, is the dragon stuff in Mandalorian Season 2. So this is pretty cool. I did quite actually enjoy some of the action here. Just seeing the Rancor back was pretty cool. But it didn't do all that much for me. It was enjoyable. It worked. But, like, I wasn't, like, being like, yes, I want to see what happens in the next season. I want to see what happens in the next season Mandalorian, not Book of Boba Fett. And based on how this show, I think, went for everybody, I don't know if they're even gonna do a season 2. I don't think they even need to. But overall, seeing the biker gang, like, I have my issues with that. Very not Star Wars-like, and because of that, being a huge Star Wars fan, I recently just binged the original trilogy. Why haven't I reviewed this franchise? I don't even know why. I'm going to try to get that done within a couple months or so. Anyway, yeah, overall thoughts. It was alright. I think, yeah, the Rancor action was pretty cool. Cad Bane was great. I think Boba Fett was a pretty cool character. A bit more badass than he was in the past seasons. And then it kind of ends kind of satisfyingly, where he earns the town's respect. And I think it kind of works. But the problem is, they spent 7 episodes to try to just do this. And the thing is that 3 of the episodes were literally about the same thing. And 1 episode started to get some interesting stuff in there. And then another episode, and then 2 more episodes were literally side quests with the Mandalorian. Really? So, like, I think the end itself, I think it would have worked much better if the previous episodes were quite good, but they're not. So I'm kind of left a little underwhelmed, to be honest. But overall, I did still enjoy it. So I'm going to sort of walk through the episode. So start off with the beginning. This episode opens sort of just like in a little sequence with Boba Fett, and nothing really happens there. They're just talking about trying to figure out how to defend the town. And then cut that, then you have your little Baby Yoda friend shows. Oh no. Yeah, a little Baby Yoda shows up in an X-Wing, and then, because sort of what I was expecting coming off the last episode where Luke gave Baby Yoda a choice, Yoda's lightsaber or the Mandalorian coat, and he chose that. I kind of want to see a Mandalorian Season 3, they do a little prologue back to that, where they show Baby Yoda making the choice, or Grogu making the choice. I kind of want to see that therefore it could be a bit more interesting. And overall, I enjoyed that little part of the episode. It's a nice way to sort of set up your fight. The little scenes with Boba Fett and Cad Bane are pretty great for the most part, and I really liked all of that. And then that cuts to him working with these, whatever the organization's called, I don't even know what they're called. So then the action starts, they're shooting up some pretty cool blaster gunplay, if you want to call it that. Pretty cool. And then these shield droids sort of enter in, and I'm like, these are like bigger versions of what those droids in the prequels were, I guess. I don't know. I have mixed feelings on that. It makes for a cool boss fight with the Rancor, but it feels like they take so much time to just get the Rancor there that they're literally just doing some stuff. It's fun. It's kind of funny to see Baby Yoda there in the fight, and then Pelimoto sort of interrupting. I think that was kind of funny. Overall, I enjoyed this entire big action sequence. And I think it works as an ending to the show, but as an episode itself, I'm like, alright. And then it ends with Boba Fett earning the respect from the group, and then Mandalorian taking Baby Yoda in his Naboo starfighter off to the next planet. And I thought that little scene was pretty funny with him in the Naboo starfighter, and then drifting off. And I think the thing is that I feel like the issue with this show is that compared to Mandalorian, I think part of the problem is we're comparing it so much to Mandalorian, and honestly, I am too, so I'm guilty of that as well. And the thing is that I feel like that show, right from the beginning, we have this Baby Yoda creature show up, and then there's so much to talk about as you go on through the show. Some episodes don't work as well, but others are absolutely fantastic. And no matter what, there's always something to talk about with The Mandalorian. Here, really until Mando showed up, I didn't really have many thoughts. I mean, I enjoy it and all, but like, I'm not left there wanting much more from this. I want The Mandalorian back. That's what this show did. It made me, like, I don't know if after season 2, I was like, I don't know if I want season 3, but I mean, I'd be happy with it. But I was really excited for a Boba Fett show, and sort of the opposite happened. This show didn't turn out to be that good, but I really want Mandalorian Season 3. I've been sort of comparing it quite a bit to Peacemaker, the two shows I'm watching very much currently. And I was really excited for Book of Boba Fett, and it really underwhelmed me. And then Peacemaker, on the other hand, was one I was sort of excited for. The trailers were okay. And then when I saw it, I didn't care for the first episode that much. But then the second and third episode, and every episode gets pretty much better and better. And I really enjoyed it from there. And can't wait tomorrow to watch the next one. Probably not going to do a review because I have a bit of a stacked video schedule for the next couple of days. Like movies, like reviews like Scream, Karate Kid Part 2, Karate Kid Part 3, Batman Begins, The Dark Knight possibly. And I don't know if I'm going to have time. And I don't think by the time I get to the Dark Knight review, I think my iPad will be in the Apple Store getting fixed. So, overall, I enjoyed this episode, and it did leave a little bit to be desired, but I didn't hate it. Like, I didn't hate the show. I actually kind of enjoyed it. I'm going to rewatch it again for my episode ranking, so I can rank them perfectly and know which ones are there, because especially like the first 3 episodes, I kind of want to rewatch to make sure they're sort of in their place. So just my final thoughts on the show as a whole. It's okay. Like, I don't have anything I hate about it. It was perfectly fine. And I still enjoyed it as a big fan of the Boba Fett character, as a huge fan of Star Wars. I still had fun with it. It's nice to see these characters on Tatooine doing some stuff, and it's pretty cool to see the underground and of the of the Star Wars world, especially in Tatooine. And I think all that's a lot of fun, but as a whole, the show just seems so uninterested in telling its own story that they literally have to bring in Mando to make the story more interesting. And it makes some of the episodes better, but it makes the show much less interesting and makes the Boba Fett character much less interesting. I think this would have worked if I think they do a little development on it, so your first 3 episodes or 4 episodes of Mandalorian season 3. The episode 5 of Book of Boba Fett's episode 1. Episode 6 is episode 2. Episode 7 is gonna be episode, and then make it more Mandalorian based, and then maybe add some extra backstory to it in episode 6 or 7, and then that's Mandalorian episode 3. And maybe put a little less focus on Cobb Vanth and you know what I mean. And then it goes on and do some other side quests and has a lot of fun with that. And then they go back to Luke Skywalker and then figure stuff out with that. So I wish we got a little bit more of an answer with what happened to Luke Skywalker. I don't know if there's a post-credit scene or not. Let me know in the comments below because I didn't watch it. I'll go check right after I finish this video. So thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and comment down below. And I'll see you guys next time. Adios.